Sports Report.
When you call for just any ambulance service, you never know what you might get. But when you call Vital Care at 423-562-9370, you'll get an experienced staff, experienced and professional people who know what the word emergency really means. Don't just trust anyone. You do have a choice when it comes to ambulance service in this area. 562-9370. Without a doubt, the biggest crowd to ever see a game at El Hope Dossett Stadium last Friday night. They got their money's worth. We had our chances in the 4th annual Powell Clinch Classic. Twice late in the game we were right there knocking at the door, but we didn't close the deal and lost 26-21 in a game we should have definitely won. With the memory of last year's fiasco at Anderson County still on their minds, the Cougars had something to prove, but it looked like it was going to wind up the same way as last year's. AC scored early in the game. On 4th and goal, they completed one of their few passes in the game. They later scored again as we were driving, but Ethan Jeffers got picked, and they ran it back for a score. Extra point made it 13-0. And then the Cougars woke up and scored our first as Ethan Jeffers hooked up with Corey Phillips for a touchdown to tighten up the score at 13-7. Now we went into the locker room with the score 13-7. We came out the second half and we drove the ball downfield all night long. It wasn't like they stopped the Cougars. The Cougars stopped the Cougars. Late in the game we had it 1st and 10 at their 17-yard line, 56 seconds left on the clock. But we failed to score as Ethan Jeffers threw another pick. When we learn to finish, we'll win these kind of games. But for right now, we'll settle for being very competitive. The Mavericks, they know they got out of El Hope Dossett Stadium by the skin of their teeth, and if that's all they have in the read option running game, they don't have much of a passing game. They will lose a couple more games in this district. We'll see where these two teams wind up at the end of the season. Our Cougars will try to rebound against a team they should have beat last year. The Dragons will come up here, and it'll be homecoming, and they'll try to sneak one over on our Cougars again this year, but my money says the Cougars will be ready and waiting. Now the freshman team will play AC Monday night up at El Hope Dossett Stadium starting at 6 p.m. The young Mavericks will get a good look at what's coming down the road for them. We'll get up there and check it out for you. In other district scores, of course, Anderson County beat Campbell County 26-21. Clinton upset Gibbs in kind of an upset, 38-19. Knox Central bounced back after losing to the Cougars, 52-31 win over Carnes, and Oak Ridge beat Halls handily, 37-6. Our neighbors from around the area, Kings Academy beat Jellicoe, blanked them 40-0. It was Cumberland Gap winning over Sullivan East, 26-7. While the Campbell County Youth Football Association was on the road last Saturday at Lake City, we went up to see the good people in the Campbell County Youth Soccer League on a beautiful day at Ken Snodderly Park. Exciting games were going on, especially one where a young man scored his first goal. His coach had told him earlier if and when he'd scored his first goal, he could shave his coach's head. Well, guess what? The kid scored a goal. And Monday night at Campbell County Park, right there off of White Bridge, they'll have practice at 6 p.m., but first and foremost, the coach has to get his head shaved. That's right, this young man gets to shave his coach's head, and there's some things you never promise a kid, and that's one of them. You know, lunch or dinner time is a great time to call Papa John's Pizza. Better ingredients do make better pizza. It's always hot, fresh, and delivered to your door. Hey, call them right now, 423-562-7272, and you know what? Monday Night Football, or any kind of sport, anything going on, goes great with Papa John's Pizza. 562-7272. Calvary Christian Academy, quality academics and biblical character. You can receive both. All the things you want in a school for your child. Grade levels K through 12. Phonetic-based reading, individualized curriculum, diagnostic testing, character building, and biblical principles. For more information, contact Calvary Christian Academy, 2139 Jacksboro Pike, P.O. Box 1402, La Follette, Tennessee. Phone 423-562-7267. 423-562-7267. Alrighty, here's some things coming up. Lady Cougars soccer team will be at home, and home is at Ken Snarley Field on the 24th as they'll take on Cumberland Gap. October 23rd, also at the Greens at Deerfield, Sheriff Robbie Goins will host the second annual golf tournament. For more information, call the Sheriff's Office at 423-562-7446 or Jody at the Greens at Deerfield at 566-0040. Four-man team will pay $300, and they also, I think they need hole sponsors. They wouldn't turn down your money, and it's only $50 a hole, so get on board and call that number. October 31st is going to be the second annual Halloween Bash at Jellicoe High School for the basketball team starting at 5 p.m. We'll get a real good look at what Mike Reynolds has got coming in. Also on November the 7th, the Blue Devils will scrimmage the Cougars at John R.W. Brown Gymnasium starting at 5 p.m. with the girls' game, 6 p.m. for the boys, and that's to benefit the Toys for Tots. Just bring a toy for your child and they'll let you in free of charge. Okay, that's all we've got for you today. I thank you very much for being with us. You guys stay tuned. There's a whole lot more to come right here on WLAF.